All right, welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. This is another episode of Talking Ball with Steveospeak. I have a guest on today, Chad Candles, the morning streamer, the guy who you wake up with every morning, drafting best ball. He did best ball this morning, so you gotta give him credit. I know he's feeling a little sick, so I appreciate him still jumping on the stream and being with us today. And as it's out there known, Chad and I know each other in real life. Found out that we both do best ball like 2 months ago, just randomly. But yeah, so it's great to have you on, Chad. Yeah, I know you were on with Meg, about 6 weeks ago. But great to have you on, and so we can talk ball and do some drafts together.
Yes, Steve, thanks so much for having me. Yeah, like you said, I was on with Meg. We built a hyper fragile BBM team. I really liked the team we ended up with, and yeah, it's just it's so funny. It's such a small world, and I'm so excited to actually do this. Hop on this stream with you and see what we can do. But yes, I'm slightly under the weather, so I'm working through the through a Dayquil fog, but we're gonna get there. So this is why you're steering the ship today.
No problem. And I'm sure many of you are, but if you aren't, here is Chad's YouTube link. You can also follow him on Twitter as well. But please give him a follow, support him, subscribe, watch his shows, do the likes for his shows, comment on them. They're really good content. I know he streamed a Dalmatian this morning, so bold strategy, but
yeah, I think it was all right. I don't mind the team.
I think it turned out well, but
yeah, I was not planning on it. I don't even know why I'm clicking. I'm like, let's see why it's filled. I'm like, oh, I'm doing a Dalmatian now. Like, why did I do that? It's like I know it could have snap filled.
Oh my! And the Dalmatian, I think, just totally.
Yeah, I think it's gone. I think it's gone now.
So you got one in. We're going to do a puppy too. We will enter shortly. Let me hit up chat real quick. We got my sister in here, and also she lives in Baltimore. We're in your neck of the woods. We got Who Hames in here. We got B Grandy in here. GM. We got Greg, 2 work hour streams in one day. Let's go. Meg, loving the team that you did. And then we got Mike Robb. Let's go. Candles got the fan microphone to keep us cool. His hot takes before they blow our minds.
It's the cheapest microphone that Logitech makes. So
Oh my. So let me jump in the first one, then we'll talk as we draft. Let me count this down. I'm going to count down from 10. Doing the puppy 2. Typically, if you jump in around the 6-7 mark, you have a good chance of getting in. But these do feel fast. So good luck, everyone. And counting down now: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. And it was a pretty clean room. So anyone still waiting for 4, we can get some people in here. Should be a fun draft.
I was afraid we'd have the waiting for 12, and it would be another famous Steve Schaup underflow draft. And I've been a part of a few of those, so I'm glad y'all are able to hop in this one.
We got Low Simone chat. We got FK. I was not expecting the Dalmatian to fill so fast. Yeah. No, and that's good. I wasn't sure if slows were still open this morning. I only did mine 3 slows. I did in 3 different days. And I know I was talking to Who Hames last night. He was doing his last one last night fast, and he did a slow one. So yeah, it filled within a week. And this draft is filled. Let's see where we're at. We got Hartman at the number 2 spot. We got our guy Paul Legion at the 4. B Grandy's at 9. We're at 10. Losimo at 12. So yeah, good fun room.
Good room
here. And that's one of the things I wanted to ask you, Chad. I mentioned this to Hames last night. Not sure if you follow Hope Bishop on Twitter. She works for Underdog now, but she's doing a checklist every day. And 2 days ago with the mini schnauzer, that was the first check mark. Yesterday, rookie sophomore was the second check mark. There's 3 more check marks, kind of implying 3 more contests are going to drop this week. Any predictions on what we might see the rest of this week?
Huh. I wonder if we'll get another single entry something.
Yeah,
I think the last one was the Corgi,
the
and
corgi.
maybe that one. I know the gray. I actually don't know if the Greyhound is still open. So maybe
The
single entry is a
greyhound
bad
filled.
guess.
Yeah,
It filled. It took me so long to get my Greyhound in.
yeah.
I don't know if that was a sizing issue where it was like too big. So like everyone who wanted to do it just did it, and then there was just like a 40% gap, and it was like no one left to fill it.
I,
Um,
I think the tough thing with the greyhound, and of course with the name, you have to kind of make it fast only. But you know, it was one of those things. First couple of nights, I would go in late at night, and I'm waiting on 7 for 30 minutes, and so
yep.
I'm tapping out at that point.
Yeah.
And everyone does that. So it's like if you had slows, also, I think that would have filled much quicker.
Yep.
Because it was a great contest, great
Yeah.
advance rate, exact same size as last year.
Okay.
I know both me and the Pound both were in the finals of that last year. It was a really fun finals sweat because it's a small finals. Let's see, we are up here. What are you liking with this pick at the 10th
I'm
spot?
boring and go by ADP in the first round. But if you want to like build anything, I'm game too.
No, I mean it would be Puka or Neighbors for me. Either
Yeah.
one. I have more Neighbors, so might as well just go Puka.
And I kind of want like 5 to 10% of my drafts to do like 2 second round running backs kind of thing. Like take
Mhm.
like an A Chain Henry or
And
a
that could be what
JT
Beef
like
Randy
that kind of
doing here.
thing.
Yeah.
I think you can sprinkle in. I don't want to do that every single time, but I think it's kind of underdone. I don't know. That's just like the other kind of thing I do out of the in the first round. Um,
So coming up on this pick, Brian Thomas goes.
I just do Puka London for the week 17 thing, but also,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that every single time, like, because they're not going to be correlated until the end, but it's up to you. If you have
I mean, I'm good doing that. I have so much Henry. I mean, I love Henry.
okay.
I think he's underpriced still. I mean, the dude just dominated last year. The Ravens could even be better this year in terms of total team. I don't see why anything changes, but at the same time, I think London's a fine pick with the correlation, and also, starting 2 receivers, and then you can kind of hit, either, being at the back end here, we could hit elite quarterback, some running backs fall back.
Yep.
Kittle could be there, so there's just fine options there. But yeah, you're mentioning probably a single entry. I think that's possible. It might be like the Golden 2. But I mean, there's 3 days, so I'm guessing it's 3 different contests.
Yeah.
One will probably be releasing like while we're on the stream, usually around noon they release. But yeah, I'll be interested to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a super flex, whether it's like maybe a Poodle super flex.
Yep.
Last year they didn't do that, but I feel like they could do a 20 max. Last year they did a 50 max. Pomeranian super flex, I could think that could be one. And then with the Dalmatian filling, maybe we see something a little higher dollar, not like super high dollar like the $2,000 one or whatever they've done in the past, but like maybe they released the Chow Chow earlier, the $50 one, or the Bulldog $75 one. So I wonder about that, but no, it's definitely fun. Underdog is releasing a lot of contests, and they're filling really fast.
Yeah, I mean, my other inclination, yeah, like you said, eventually they'll probably release that very high dollar one. I forget which tournament that was, but I think they're trying to. I don't know. I assume they're trying to compete with DraftKings Best Ball Week, so I imagine it's going to be like a friendly bankroll, like a bankroll friendly contest. Like I don't think they're going to drop a super high dollar thing. So yeah, I think. Maybe like you said, a super flex. I know there's a lot of people that love super flex, and there's like nothing out there for them, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Or yeah, just something with a friendly buy-in to like keep people here and away from DraftKings.
And originally they might have thought, oh, the Schnauzer will be our like cheap one for the week, and then that filled in 30 hours.
I only think I got like 5 or 6 Schnauzers, and I just didn't.
Yeah. Totally wild. Let me hit up chat real quick. We got Joel Worth in here, GM again. We got Hartman. Come visit your sister. Yeah, I need to come up to Baltimore. I will come up later this summer. So we'll definitely figure out a time.
Steve, I feel like I kind of bullied you into London. So what do you like here?
No,
People are
I
here for
mean,
you, not for me.
no, here I would probably go Terry and then get ideally one of the three elites is going to be there on the way back. If it's
Okay.
stacked with Daniels, great. If not, then Josh Allen with these receivers feels good, or Lamar.
All right. So you're not worried about the holdout. You are like the Commanders aficionado. So if
Yeah,
you're not worried, I'm going to stop worrying about the holdout.
I think they would just be. It's just one of those, like, I think it's dumb that it's taking this long, but it's also like they've done so well to reshape this franchise in the last 2 years. Why would they piss off Terry, who's one of their captains, one of their leaders, and also Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
Like they had an event last week, and Jaden Daniels was there wearing a number 17 jersey, so not his own number.
So
And
yeah.
so it works
Yeah,
out.
that's perfect. Take the step. Cool.
So yeah, I think it gets done. I think it's stupid that it will take this long, but I think it gets done.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that was my my one hold on him, and he's kind of weird because I think I judge him through the lens of like, will I be able to stack him or not? And so I think I avoid him. Like I end up taking more JSN than him because I feel like if I don't get Daniels, then I almost feel like I'm going to be way behind the teams that do. That's probably bad process, and that's probably kind of a leak in how I'm playing the right side of the board. But that's just how I've done it, and I probably do need to get over that just a little bit because they
So
probably project pretty similarly.
yeah, so I think the interesting thing is, like, when you compare them, Hertz is a little different, but when you compare him to the other top two elites, Allen and Lamar, Terry is by far the best stackable option that any of those three quarterbacks have. I mean, you can argue Mark Andrews at a tight end position is different and unique, but I mean, Zay Flowers or Cleo Shakir versus Terry McLaurin, and even at cost, I think Terry's just a much better. He's got a much higher upside range. He's gotten 1,000 yards every year of his career, even with some of the worst quarterback play you could ever find. And trust me, I've seen it. And
Yeah, it's true.
so I just think he offers, kind of similar to Hertz, where pound for pound, they're both in the same draft class. But AJ Brown is a better receiver than Terry McLaurin, but they both have this like upside to be just very, very good stacking partners with an elite quarterback. And we just don't have that. And look, I take Allen and Lamar, and had one of them fallen back and Jaden gone in between, I would have taken them with Terry. I don't mind it. But my point is, my only worry with Terry, and I hope they fix this, is last year he only got 117 targets. That needs to go up. I don't think we can rely on him saying a franchise record for touchdowns again, like he did last year. So for me, I would look Connor or Mixon at the running back room.
Me too.
Do you have a preference between the two?
No, I would pick Mixon, but I do not like feel super strongly.
Let's go Mixon. I mean, I have a good share of both, but yeah.
And then, sorry, just your next pick, do you tend to go another running back here?
I mean, obviously, if like Connor was there, I like Harvey a decent amount.
And would you reach for Debo? Would you do the double?
I don't see, with quarterbacks like that. I actually have a very low percentage of Debo.
Okay.
If I'm going to reach for somebody, I'd more likely pull up like Ricky Pearsall than Debo.
Oh,
just
wow.
the upside. But I'm fine going like anyone here. Do you have a preference?
Probably Odunze or Jennings, but again,
we'll go Odunze. I'm actually, I know some people worry about Odunze because he didn't have the great rookie year. I'm still betting on a top 10 pick in a very elite receiver class. I think he was, he would have been right there with, obviously Hunter is a unicorn, but in terms of pure receiver ability, I think Odunze this year you could have made the case as being the first receiver. And yeah, I just think Ben Johnson will find a way. It's a little crowded. Somebody will probably fail, but Odunze I actually feel pretty good about.
Okay. Yeah, he was a guy that I was kind of out on in the pre-draft stuff, and then I should have been more out on him after the post-draft stuff because all they did was like draft pass catchers. But I've come around. I agree with the points that you made, and we were all super high on him last year. The scheme was bad, the QB play was bad, but
awful.
If the talent is still there, then yeah, he's an offense that we're all excited about getting a piece of that. I have come around to, and if I can get my exposure on your teams, and I don't have to take him myself. No, I've been adding him to my own teams. I was like, yeah, take out Dunze.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those things. Any of these receivers, I could have made the case for Dunze, Godwin, Olave, Addison. Like I said, I probably think Ricky over Jennings just makes sense even without the contract stuff.
Okay.
I've
been taking it the other way. I've just been like blinded by the like 4th and Juwan, like or 3rd and Juwan stuff, and probably if you zoom out on the chart, those kind of profiles don't tend to really hold up. But
I mean, I think they could still both be fine. I mean, keep in mind, like the last couple of years, we were taking Debo and Ayuk both in the top 5 rounds to go along with Kittle and CMC in the top 5 rounds. Now Kittle and CMC are still there, but now when we're getting these receivers in the 6th, 7th round, it's obviously better.
Yeah.
And I'm not too worried about Ayuk.
No, I take no Ayuk. Yeah. I'm an ASU slappy, and I never liked Ayuk. Like I'm willing to be like when we have bad players. Like it's not fair to call him bad, but I always thought he was overdrafted. And I'm not taking him. Yeesh.
Are you good for Downs, Mooney?
Sure. Mooney is a double, right? If we want to, it's up to you, whichever you prefer.
I lean Downs. Just
that's fine.
I'm not a huge like needing to double stack. If the value is there, that's fine. And the value between London and Mooney is okay, but I don't think you have to do it. I don't think it's a terrible process, but it's also like Josh Downs we could just end up having 2 1s, with Josh Downs.
So what are you B-Rob here with Daniels?
I don't mind B-Rob. I wouldn't mind. Hawkinson would have been the tight end. And so I'm good B-Rob. I mean, I'm not as totally high on B-Rob.
Okay.
I think Eckler is a better pick at cost. But here with, it's like a pick past ADP, 2 picks past ADP with Daniels, with that build, I'm okay with it then.
Okay. I'm can't say a big B-Rob guy, but I know Krosky Merritt's kind of raw as a prospect, and they didn't really bring anyone else in. To me, Eckler just has his Eckler job. It's like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse could be there, and Eckler is still going to get his 4 receptions and 3 carries, and that's just like what he's going to do. So I don't think that's any kind of threat, and I've come around to maybe him not being a bad pick. I didn't love the usage at the end of the year. It did feel like McNichol was eating his lunch.
No, and that's the thing. Both B-Rob and Eckler dealt with injuries and both missed time. Eckler missing more time, but at the end of the year, Eckler just fell right back into his role where McNichols was taking some of B-Rob's work.
Yeah,
even in like games they had to win down the stretch or playoff games. And I know playoff B-Rob helped you, but
McNichols scored in that game. I thought I was cooked. I was like, if I remember, like B-Rob got like stuffed and then they like took him out.
So, but I just worry that McNichols or Jakrowski Merritt, could just eat into his workload a little bit. Yeah. Now, let me hit up chat real quick. We got JT Bestball in here. If Chad's the morning streamer, JT is the night streamer. I'm actually going to be on late night tonight with JT, joining him for some drafts. Hartman, I woke up late to draft with Chad, so I had to join this one. Appreciate it, Hartman. I think he's talking about the Dalmatian, getting 2 in, right behind you at the 11. Oh, Joel's in here. Nice. So we know we're getting sniped. No, it's all good. And so this is a really, really good friends and family draft. J-Dubs. So, we started 1-2-5. I feel we're definitely need some running back help. but I feel the
If
receivers.
only there was someone that goes around pick 106 that we really want to take.
I feel like
Who
Godfather
could that
3.
be?
Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Pull me right back.
Don't want to leave no mysteries.
just like the definition of podium pick, I feel like.
and I mean, maybe Joel or Losimo wouldn't take him, but let's just get him.
Yeah, let's get our guy. So after this, though, are you like take one of these tight ends like a Kelsey or Andrews? Or do you take another running back? How do you normally play this situation? Because I feel like this is kind of common on the right side of the board.
So I'm out on Kelsey. I would have taken Andrews if Andrews is back at 111. Here I'd go either just a 6 receiver or another running back. Dobbins would have been the pick.
Yeah, I would have said Dobbins. And we need that over
Sharps, or do you want a receiver here and then be done for a long time?
Let's do Sharps, I think. Sharps has been falling, and I was actually wanted to ask you what your thoughts were. I don't know if there's fear they'll move him. I don't know if there's fear that like he just workload doesn't increase, and he's really like, you don't want to be taking contingent upside only guys in this range in the draft, and I don't know if like that's what people are seeing. I don't know.
I mean, I do think that is a bit of a fear. We do have to remember it is a new offense coordinator. And I do think the Seahawks line should improve. Abraham Lucas only played like 35% of snaps last year. Hopefully he's back healthy. Their number 2 or their swing tackle last year, Fant, missed essentially the whole year. So they were just playing, just picking up guys off the street to play at tackle, which is never an ideal situation. And then they add Gray Zabel in the first round. So I don't think their offensive line is going to suddenly become elite, but it should be better than last year. But I do worry about Sharps because it was like whichever back was playing last year, Walker or Sharps was incredible. But, when Walker played, Charbonnet didn't do much. But still, I think it's a fine contingent play. Walker's dealt with multiple injuries. Maybe this new offensive coordinator just utilizes both backs a little bit more. There's just a lot of talent. And if Charbonnet gets traded, I think that's good for us. Like he could probably get a better landing spot.
Yeah, that's my thought. Also, I just want any excuse to be able to draft Damian Martinez and rescue my deeply underwater pre-draft bags. Thinking a lot of him.
Didn't go well.
No, couldn't have gone worse. I was like trying to mix up my like Harvey exposure. And so I was like, I'll take Martinez here instead of Harvey. I'm like, I wish they were all Harvey shares.
Yeah. Let's see. We're coming up in a few, not like a few things coming up. We'll see what actually gets to us. I got Joel Green about another Superflex contest. I think the new ones may be more mid or high stakes, single entry 3-max. Yeah, I'm sure at least one will be like a 3-max. It might be like a repeat, like a Pug 2 or something like that. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what contests are. And if they drop one during the stream, let us know since we'll be drafting. And yeah, that's what I was thinking about, a higher entry 50 to 75. Let's see. We are up. I'm not super high on Njoku.
I take a lot of craft if we're out on that. Do we need another quarterback?
We do. Oh, time's a factor. How do you feel about Lawrence?
We could take Lawrence. I mean, we could. Penix makes sense.
Yeah,
it's okay. That was my fault. I should have.
No, I like Lawrence just because he's easy to backstack, and
you will never get me complaining about adding Brenton Strange to a team.
Yeah, I'm super bullish on Liam Cohen's offense.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this one coming up, we should probably talk it through a little bit better.
Yeah.
What are you thinking here? We have good old slot demon Christian.
We have the slot demon himself. I would almost leave that spot open for like a Diami Brown type.
Yeah.
If you don't like Njoku, we could be part of the big Kincaid industrial complex, or Goddard, who probably should be going ahead of Kincaid but doesn't.
Yeah,
I kind of like Likely. He's to me, he's more of a swing than I think people realize. I'm good with any of those guys.
I think Goddard, Washington and Philly play week 16.
Okay.
So that can
That's
be
fine.
a value there. And like you said, I think he should be going ahead of Kincaid. And as much as I like Likely as well, he is
tight end one. He's a little
yeah.
iffy.
Yeah.
I guess to me, I don't think there's a lot of tight ends that have true contingent upside. And I think Likely is actually in that camp, So I mean, he has a job and it can get better, which is something I like about Likely. But yeah, like you said, there are games where he just doesn't do anything, or they just he's not on the field enough. So I like him more as like a second tight end if I've taken someone a little higher and then end at 2. Or
Agreed.
If I'm going 3 tight ends, have to take a couple more.
No, I agree, and I do think we're going to target Strange. So I think you could have made the Likely, call pick work. Just I feel Goddard is like the better tight end.
Yeah.
And Eagles and Ravens are kind of similar, and neither one's going to throw the ball a lot. I mean, Lamar is more an efficient passer than Hurts, but both these teams are going to throw the ball 450 times. Like they're not going out there slinging it 600 times like the Bengals or something like that. Yeah. Or like what we kind of assume Liam Cohen and the Jags will do.
Until the Jags just run it into the crowd.
Yeah, they just go wishbone offense.
Yeah.
Okay, Albert Maris entering these that they are super flex. Yeah. Meg, I put it up. Yeah. And famously, or not famously, but this Friday, Meg's going to do a tweet. I think if we get to 740 subs on Fanspeak by Friday, Meg is going to multi-table 5 puppies at once. That I will say that's appointment viewing right there. That is must-see TV. Meg is not willing to multi-table, so and on stream will be interesting. I might jump in like the back end to handle the comments, so she doesn't go totally crazy. But yeah, it will be interesting.
Yeah,
so
I have trouble multi-tabling when I'm not interacting with chat, and so it's that'll be good. And by the way, hi Buck, I see you out there. Pete's video editor just appears everywhere.
What do you think about Eckler here?
I mean,
we have B-Rob.
We have B-Rob. I didn't know if that was intentional. I normally think Algier. I mean, we have Puka, so if you wanted a third QB, we could do Stafford. But
let's go Algier.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I like Algier quite a bit there. And do we want to take Strange, or did he already go? Or are we?
He's here. I was just assuming we could get him here, but Losimo maybe would take him.
It's fine if we don't. I mean, there's a lot of guys in that range.
Yeah, we could take Ertz. So that's why I didn't want to go tight end first. But
got it. Yeah, well then I don't know. Like just thinking back on the last pick, or do you think we might go? Do you prefer Ertz?
No, let's go Strange here. I mean, we don't have a stacking partner, and sure, you can always get Yami, but I think Strange is going to be a good stacking partner. If we get Ertz, if Ertz somehow comes back in its value, go for it. That's my look on it.
I was going to say, I guess we could have passed on Goddard and done Ertz and Strange, and then a third late, which would be something to consider. But I really like Goddard as where he goes in the draft. I think that's a good value.
Yeah, and I agree with Tim here talking about Terry McLaurin. He needs a quarterback, finally gets one, and now people are just looking for like one piece of news. And just how rarely do these holdouts really impact? I just don't think it lasts into the year or anything. We got Tim in here. Good morning. Good seeing Tim. Adunze this year's JSN. Yeah, and that's the other thing is, and this I've talked about this with, guys like Adunze and some of these other rookies who maybe weren't as good year one. And it's like, look at what JSN did, and in a crowded room and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, why can't that be Adunze this year? So I 100% agree. Lamar Miller, yes, former Miami back.
Miami Dolphins, great.
Yep. Debo and Ayuk, 2 3-turn picks last year. So I think there is room for the 49ers, both receivers, Jennings and Pearsall, to pay off.
Yeah, Purdy goes too late, but I want to keep that one to myself because I do think he's, I think he's one of the better picks in that, like,
oh yeah,
in that range. He's but such a good offense, and he's one of those where the running back could have a huge game, and he also does because he just like dumped it to CMC, and CMC does the rest of the work, and he gets credit for like a 65-yard touchdown.
But that's also the way the 49ers offense is built. It's built for yards after the catch, not just with Kittle, it used to be Debo, but that's Pearsall's role. So, and I like FK's comment here. Everyone out on him, and then when everything's improved, everyone's now out. Let's see here. What do you like here? Noel?
Good. Yeah, Noel's fine. This range is also even to me. I'm usually like, taking a Braylon Allen or just like taking like last receiver, or second to last kind of receiver.
Yeah.
I don't know if this would be reaching for Diami Brown. I think now that we have Strange, we don't have to like, push it if there's another guy we like. I take Miles Sanders too much here. Can you help me? I take way too much Miles Sanders.
Right now I'm taking Sanders is the only back I feel comfortable with the Cowboys taking.
I would take him because that's also week 17, but like being like, oh yeah, all right, Miles Sanders goes, that's okay. Let's see. The other running backs in this range kind of after that, I mean, Dowdle sometimes here. I don't know the whole lineup. I mean, I'd be fine taking Brown. I like Slayton. I kind of just try to mix up and not take the same names every time.
Well, let's go Diami. I mean, double stacking this offense, I don't think is a bad call. And that gives us some optionality with the last couple of picks. I mean, we could be done at receiver or we could tack on the eighth. But nothing else here. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a fine click, but we don't have anything there. But yeah, the rest of these guys, I mean, you could Mason Taylor is a starting tight end, but it's the same buy as Goddard. So adding a third tight end with the same buy, is it worth it? That's what
do you I guess back to Miles Sanders, do you to me, I see him right now as the 1A or 1B kind of like Javonte looked so bad last year. I was just not drafting Jaden Blue in pre-draft stuff. I'm like, this guy is not that good. And then he went to the Cowboys. I'm like, this feels like Vidal all over again. Like I know he has a clearer path in front of him than Vidal did.
That's the only way Blue is going to work, is if he continuously has a clear path. And I mean that on the field, because he just doesn't have good vision. Like he is not, he is fast, and the difference between him and Tootin is he can actually catch the ball pretty well. But there's a reason these last 2 years at Texas, there were running back injuries in front of him, and Blue's role just didn't really change. Like he's a change of pace, speed back. That's just a tough where he's going. Now, if Blue was going down here, then sign me up. If he's going in the 160s, 170s, okay. But even 140s, 150s is a stretch, and for a while there, 120s, 130s was.
It was. I was getting none of it. I take him occasionally now, just because I'm like, I don't want absolute zero, because I mean, the right things happen. He could be a home run hitter, or like spike week a game or two, but like I have trouble getting even to like close to market on him.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Miles Sanders, DFS legend, 2017. Perfect.
No, it's. I'm with you. Like, and the Cowboys, I think, are the team most live, where if somebody gets cut, somebody gets traded, it could just make a move. But oh boy, what do you want to do here?
Do you want another tight end like a Juwan or a Theo, or do you want to take like I take Keaton Mitchell, like we passed on Henry, so to me he's kind of the handcuff.
Let's take a tight end here.
Okay.
I like Juwan.
I take Juwan over those guys, but I also take enough. I've started taking Theo more.
Yeah.
To me, I view Keaton Mitchell more as a direct Henry backup than Hill, although I think Hill is fine. I take a lot of Brashard Smith. I take a lot of Taj Brooks. I take a little Monangai and a little Ollie Gordon. That's kind of how I round it out. I'm assuming we're taking a running back.
Yeah, we can go Mitchell here. I mean, Slayton's tough for me to pass up.
I know I like Slayton a lot too, but I feel like we kind of need a running back more.
Yeah, let's go Mitchell.
I don't know. You seem hesitant though, so I feel like I'm
not
bullying
as
you into the Mitchell pick.
no, I'm not,
I
not as
don't want to
high
do
Mitchell,
that.
but I also need to get some of them. My thing is I think he's only a contingent guy, and then it's like, and I also think it's just a committee at that point. I don't think he's like a direct, like an Algier, is it, or a Charbonnet who we took is like contingent, but just like is handed that role. Like
Yeah,
Mitchell,
he's just so explosive. Like I feel like he can he has the path to like, hyper efficiency where he doesn't need a ton of touches.
Sure. No,
and I feel like, Henry's a year older. They're going to want to lessen the workload a little bit. He didn't play, like his snap counts were always like shockingly like not that high for such an elite back. And I think Mitchell's going to be, in that pie. So I don't know. I don't mind the click, but
yeah,
I see the hesitation, and I don't want like a lot.
My pushback is, and just to play it out here, because I could very well be wrong, and I know last year he's coming off the injury, but the only games that he played anything above, special teams essentially were the 2 games where Hill was hurt. He wasn't playing, outside of that, and in the playoffs is the same thing, and he also doesn't. I think people think because he's a small, fast back, like he's a good pass catcher, but it's not
his game.
That's not his game. That wasn't his game in college. That wasn't his game in the NFL, 2 years ago. So I just feel like, he can own. That's why I say he's only in the contingent realm.
I guess I'm willing to just chalk up a lot of that to him still being hurt. Like I'm willing to give him a little bit of a pass for that, but. Yeah. There's a reason he's an 18th round pick and he's not 100% owned.
For sure. It's just, I like some of those other rookies like Rashard Smith, even like an Ollie Gordon. Guys like that, Monangai. But I do need him some. That's why I don't mind taking him a little bit. But let me catch up with Chad a little bit. Love that part of the draft with Rashard White. Yeah, that's an area of the draft I love hitting running back up. And that's honestly one of the reasons I don't take like a B-Rob backs there, because I like getting these backs that are not too bad 30, 40 picks later. We got this band in here with the dot. Hope you're doing well. Arm covers. These guys are sharp. Appreciate that, RM. FK, this was setting up to be a White Eckler, Bigsby Hill type running back room at the back. We got none of those guys.
I was like, oh, I think we should be insulted. Okay, we're back.
Sharps is a pretty expensive handcuff. Yeah, that's the downside of him. I think it's one of those things. I love him as a player. It's just he goes too high generally with how we project his role to be. Yeah, boomer bust. Hartman, my bad. If anyone has Dallas, I got busy for a second and auto-picked Dak. Every time you hear Danny Martinez, I think of, that's insane. We're not talking about this. That's fair. K9 released a podcast yesterday working out with Lockett and Cam Ward. He lives in Dallas. I could see him traded too. Oh, Kenneth Walker. Interesting. I don't think it'll be to Tennessee, but that would be interesting if he gets traded. I don't like him another bill. Oh, a Charbonnet. This is in Joker spot. We didn't do that.
Yeah, we missed the boat.
He's been rising. He's at 103 in this contest. We got Fantasy Football Garage in here. GM, another good streamer, typically in the late nights as well. Adam, are you taking a Rams tight end? Definitely not in this draft, but in general, I do take some Ferguson. Higbee, I think you can make a case for, but it's kind of mixed right now, so I don't really take them a lot. Nobody likes Sanders Williams. The only reason is only reason Blue is taken. Yeah, no, if Dallas had a better veteran, his ADP would be, with guys like Monangai and some of these other late round guys, like Giddens. Seattle keeps inquiring about Parsons, who wants out. Oh, Kenneth Walker to Dallas would be fun. I don't think it would be for Micah Parsons, but that would be fun if Kenneth Walker ended up in Dallas.
Yeah, I would take
Remember-
losing my Miles Sanders shares if it meant,
Oh, yeah.
Charbonnet to the moon and Ken Walker
100%.
to the bigger moon.
So I haven't checked what the likes are, but we're going to rip another draft. And hope you guys all hit the like button. If you're watching from
Who
Twitter,
games Walker to Tennessee would be bad. That would be
yeah. Let's not even wish that into existence. So I'm going to rip another puppy since I have Chad here. Let's count it down. And again, try and jump in around the 6-7 mark, but I'm going to start counting now. Entering now in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. And hopefully you guys got in ahead of time because it is filled.
The snap fill.
I'm so sorry, I would probably retire. Florida is my most drafted running back.
Be a nightmare.
Yeah, let's. Oh, we got the 101. Everything is right for the world. Let's see. I see we got B Grandy in here again. We got Justin Herzig in here.
No.
Maybe he's trolling me for
he's far away. He's far away.
Beating me in Jeopardy a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "Oh, I see Steve's doing a draft. Let me just dominate."
Let's fix that.
He's doing the Bane. Do you think you're in charge?
I always do like drafting when I see like Herzig in my rooms, because then I take a lot of notes, especially like the late round stuff. I kind of like to, know who those guys are taking at the end of drafts, who are might be a little under the radar. And I think this is just Jamar Chase. I don't do anything weird at the 101.
No, I mean, I want to go Sheriff Chase, and sometimes you can get him at 102, but it's extremely rare, much more rare than last year. Like CMC and Lamb were oscillating back and forth, and every now and then you'd have the random Hill early, and then Chase and Jefferson also being taken up there. So it's just basically Chase 98% of the time.
It's funny because I feel like very, very early, sometimes people would take Saquon 101, and now Saquon will go at the 106, even 107. But people were just foaming at the mouth to get him, and now he's going to be at the 106 here, in this draft. He went from the clear 2, and I don't get it. I take him every time. I'm trying to go with ADP, so I don't want to get huge position. So I'll take, now that Jefferson's at 2, I take Jefferson at 2, but I have real trouble passing on Saquon.
Yeah. And I realize I forgot to name our draft, so I'm doing that right now in the back end while this board is going. Let me put the board up just so everyone can see.
We'll see what Herzig's doing.
See what Herzig does at the 11.
Just see something off the wall. I'm on Raw, living a little there.
He pulls up Rashee Rice.
Flips the board. He takes T. Higgins. You know what? What is? I have done that with mixed success, right? Taken Higgins at the 10, 11, 12, because then when you push Burrow, you don't have to push him nearly as far.
Absolutely.
And you pair Higgins with someone weird. There's not a lot of Higgins neighbors, Higgins, Nico.
Well, I like doing it in this 5, 6, 7 range, because then it's pairing him with one of these lead backs. So you can kind of go hero running back, get Higgins, and probably another good receiver in the third. Yeah. And then, so that's kind of where I do it the most, because it's if it's Gibbs, if it's Saquon, if it's CMC, you have RB1 outs. Higgins is not going to be wide receiver 1, but last year he was wide receiver 2 in points per game. He's going to be up there.
Yeah. I've fully capitulated on Higgins. I just have to, I just take him. I didn't take him last year, and all of my teams that made it to the finals just died because I had 0% Higgins. So what do you like to do here at the turn?
I mean, when Higgins comes back, I like taking him a lot, and just doubling it. As for the other one, I don't feel the need to have an Arizona bring back. I'm okay with any of the running backs. I mean, McBride's fine. It's just not my favorite. Do you have a preference?
No, I mean, I just go along with ADP. I mean, I don't know if you're worried at all about the like Tampa O-line injury, if that would push you to Jacobs. I'm kind of not.
I'm not too worried. Like,
Okay.
Especially back to the turn, like, for a bit there, Irving was going like sometimes ahead of JT there. I don't think that's good process anymore, but here I think it's fine. I mean, we're talking about we have a big lean on the Bengals and Bucks offense, two of the best offenses last year. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yep. No, I think that makes a lot of sense, and I like both of their week 16, their 16 games. You get
I think the Bucks might have the best fantasy playoff schedule overall.
Terrific fantasy schedule.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I just want a lot of exposure to them, even with the O-line issue. Let me check up on some comments here. Reflect says, being friends with Lockett, I can't see the trade to Titans either for Kenneth Walker. So hopefully that is 100% true. That he would just refuse to go to Tennessee. Hartman says Underdog must have thought this was Chad's team giving me 101. Don't mind that. I'm gonna have a bag. And then Hartman saying, "Don't draft out of you, Chad. Full 50 Saquon."
I've come around. I'm not scared. I've fully embraced the Saquon.
Yeah. No, I mean my thing is just the offense is just so good. The O-line is so good. Even if he loses, and I mentioned this to Hames last night, even if he loses a couple hundred yards, he had and I think you mentioned in comments, like he had 13 carries inside the 2-yard line or whatever it was.
That was from Buck. Buck taught me that. I didn't look that up myself.
Yeah, but it's like what if 3 or 4 of those just he falls in?
Yeah,
I mean it's just.
DeAndre Swift used to fall at the 1-2. Like I don't know, he just wasn't allowed to get in the end zone.
Exactly.
But yeah, I agree. Like, what if Saquon's actually better? Like nobody is willing to say that he could have a better season. Everyone's like, it will regress, but will get worse, but how much? It's like, well, what if it didn't? Like,
well, and also even if it gets slightly worse, he still might be the right pick you need, because if he's better than these other running backs, better than those receivers, it's the right it's still the right process pick.
Yeah. Like it's really like who gets hot in the playoffs, and like fading full fade of a person, you could just like go to 0. Like, and it's I just don't think it's worth fading somebody in this range. Like,
I mean, it's like, are we saying Chase was bad because he didn't have a good week 17? Like a spike week. He had an okay week 17, but it wasn't a spike week. So here, and this is the other reason why I like taking a running back with that turn pick, because I like doubling up at receiver here.
Yeah.
Assuming like Hurts didn't come back.
Who's your favorite here?
So because we have 2 week 10s, I'm more like Metcalf, Smith, or Sutton.
We could do Metcalf. That's fine.
Okay, we'll start with that.
Do you want to do like Waddle, because he's week 17 and 16? It's getting cute. It's getting a little cute, and we're passing some other guys who might be better. So I'm fine with another one, but I
think Waddle is a good call there. And that's why sometimes, like if Higgins is gone, I'll take Tyreek at the turn, with Chase.
Okay, because I like Waddle. He's risen a little bit, but he kind of stopped rising, which
not a ton. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's like risen to the point where it's negative. And Meg is right. Tonight, Herzig is drafting with Cody playing versus Cody off the schneid on Fanspeak Best Ball Jeopardy. So maybe he's just getting his ADPs all set. So he's using this as practice. Cody,
he's warming up with us. We're just a sparring partner to him.
We are exactly.
I do admire somebody who has won Best Ball Mania, is still plays like the small dollar stuff and takes it seriously. Like he's just cares about this game. And so I've always thought that cool, that he's, not above playing a, $5 puppy.
And it's one of those things I've heard some people push back about, not necessarily particularly with him, but it's like, oh, why are they in here? It doesn't change having a handful of like sharps who won big money. It's also like there's not many big dollar contests, and some like the big dog I don't think are the most EV.
Yeah. And they don't fill. Like you can just sit in a
And
lobby
Burrow
all
gets
day.
taken from
That's
us.
all right. Did it go after the turn at least? No, it was on the turn.
At the turn.
Okay. Nothing's worse than the guy who takes him before the turn to snipe you. It's like, really? You couldn't even wait till like
Jeez, Herzig got Sutton back to 59. That's
see
just,
everything. That was my fault. I should have had us take Sutton.
that's just not good for
What's
us.
Herzig's team?
Amon-Ra, BTJ, Josh Allen, Brees Hall, Courtland Sutton, Joe Mixon.
Mixon at 62 is nice too.
Yeah, he's getting some good value.
What I blame the right side of the board, guys.
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Just trying to make Herzig the puppy 2 champ too.
Yeah, not going well. Yikes.
No, I like what we've got going on here. We can't worry about that. But it would have been nice to get to get Burrow on this team. And so I suppose we've got Tua as a potential possibility. I
mean, we can go like this is the thing. I don't know if Godwin will come back to us, but we can go. I'm fine with Baker and Bucky and tacking on something else.
Okay.
I mean, if Godwin comes back, fantastic.
Yeah.
We also have like Pearsall and Diggs sitting here, like other guys who I love stacking.
Is Laporta still there? Because I take a lot of Laporta. I don't know if you went or you have him ranked pretty low.
Oh
okay.
Yeah,
you're out on Laporta. All right. Yeah, for the shadow realm. I would take Caleb as one of my picks because we have a Pittsburgh bet, but again, I don't want to like.
I think Caleb makes sense, and then, I mean, if you want to do Laporta, we can. I would probably say Diggs, and then that gives us a May stack, as well.
Perfect.
My concern is I just think I know Goff finished as like quarterback 6 or 7 last year, or 7 last year, whatever it was. But it's, he's just got no rushing upside, and I think he can be top 10, top 12 again, potentially. But a guy like May just has such more upside.
Yeah.
And since we missed on Burrow.
I hear you. I think our wide receiver room is pretty darn good there. And I rate Caleb rather highly. I hope I didn't force you into.
No. I mean, Caleb's my 3rd highest back. So.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Well, I do like what we've done, and I guess I always get a little leery about taking 5 receivers before like a 3rd running back and a tight end, and I know I shouldn't, and that's probably like a bad way to build. But I don't build like this as much as I should. I guess what I'm saying.
I mean, neither do I typically, but I don't mind it in this kind of like we're going to take 5. We've taken 5, and then we could stop for a while and catch up everywhere else. I think the problem is people who take 5 and then keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Like the range after around pick 120 for receiver is kind of like just a huge flat bad tier. Yeah. But people feel the need like, oh, I haven't taken a receiver in 5 rounds. Let me grab one. And it's like, well, I could have just waited till a 6th round and it'd been not that big a drop off of who you're getting. But yeah, no, I agree. I like Diggs. I started out not taking a bunch of him. I think the boat thing was like a generational buying opportunity because literally that feels like it was 7 years ago and nobody cares. But
it was also at the same time the Athletic reporter just wrote an article, but you could, if you actually read it, you could tell he didn't. And he said like, and it was weird because it was like best case scenario for the Patriots receivers, and it was like Kyle Williams breaks out and all this kind of stuff, and it's like Diggs misses the first 4 games, and everyone reacted to that. But it wasn't based on talking to Diggs or his agent. It wasn't based on talking to the Patriots, or it wasn't even based on talking to doctors. It was just like receivers off ACLs will miss 4 games, sometimes miss 4 games. It's like, okay. And then the next day he's out of minicamp, just like,
looked fine.
Running past everyone. It's like, all right. Well, maybe you shouldn't listen to that. All right. We have some options here, I feel like.
Yeah.
We'll see what actually gets to us.
Before we get to him, are you just fully out on Jedkins, or is there a price you'd take?
I mean, for right now, because I had about 7.5% when this news broke. So, I just right now I'm out. Like if I had nothing, I'd look for the value, but to me, the value doesn't even pay off. Like it just doesn't pay off enough for me.
I just looked him at 9.5% Judkins, so not great.
Yeah.
Not great. Would you do Baker and then someone here? AKA rhymes with Ram Tadabo. I don't know.
I would actually do Mason and Baker.
Okay. So you are still Mason over Scatabo.
Slightly, but the other reason is one, there's who knows with this draft room, but there's a chance Scatterbo could actually come back to us. He is falling some,
True.
Essentially in drafts where I think you, Meg, who Hames or I are not in, he's falling. So there's just that chance, and I think Mason's a fine click there, and if not, like I just didn't think it was worth. I mean, the other thing I would have said is double tapping quarterback there, like Mayfield and Fields.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm, as we talked about some about Liam Cohn, I'm okay on Travis Etienne.
You're okay taking Etienne?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. No, I was half joking about it. Like, I don't want 100% Scatabo. I actually thought you had it sorted by ADP and not ranked. So I thought he was like the next receiver on the line. So that that is why I had said that. But yeah, no, I take a lot of Mason. I really like the pick. Again, probably pretty good standalone value, and then just like league winning contingency past that. So
and Aaron Jones has some injury history.
Not the most reliable.
I mean, Mason also has some. So
it'll be
we won't talk about that.
No.
I mean, it's actually why I went from Aaron Jones as well. I just think the Vikings, their offensive line could be one of the top 5 in the league.
Yeah, that team could score a lot of points.
And I wouldn't be surprised if their passing share, from Cousins, from Darnold. Look, J.J. McCarthy, he's essentially a rookie. So what if their passing just goes down 10%, especially with that elite defense? Like, how many times are they going to be truly in shootouts?
Yeah.
We have RM Cover saying Diggs is going to be target hot. Completely agree. And that's why he's one of my highest receivers. Are we sure you're using your first and second round picks on players who play the same position is good? I thought you were talking NFL draft first or second round, and I was trying to figure out what team you were talking about. I think you're talking fantasy wise. I think it just depends. Like as long as you're spreading out the capital, I think it's fine. Like in this, like waiting on receiver, because we spent a lot of early round on receivers. That's how we catch up. Is my general thought on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think two is fine. You just have to like stick to like quantity or quality, not both. Like you just we can't keep taking receivers and now we can fill out the rest of our room here.
Yeah, so May or Scatterbo didn't come back. I mean, Trey Harris is a receiver who's fallen. You're making it tough on us.
We didn't get May. Did he get taken?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna say Ramondre. I don't know if you take him. I reluctantly click him. He is not my favorite click.
I have no problem taking him. Who do you want for the other pick?
Is there a tight end live around here? This is kind of early for them, huh?
I mean,
this is
Loveland is a little higher. I'm not as high in Njoku. Do you want to go?
We could do Tracy and I worry about Najee Harris. Gosh, this is tough.
You want to just go Trey Harris and just maybe
we'll do Trey Harris or the slot demon.
I'm not worried about the Trey Harris holdout.
I was gonna ask, you're not worried about the Trey Harris holdout?
Second round pick. The issue is Jaden Higgins and Carson Wessinger
ruined the market.
You got fully guaranteed deals, and Harris went 20 picks later. So it's not like he's the next one and they can just offer him 97% fully guaranteed. He needs some dominoes to fall ahead of him, but I just don't worry. I mean, if this goes into mid-August, okay, that's one thing. But my guess is this all gets done in the next 10 days.
Yeah,
all these second rounders will sign.
It's funny because I thought we were past the era of the rookie holdout when they made the contracts kind of like tiered, where it was like, well, this is what you get, but like, changed it from how it used to be, and now we're back, back to holdouts from rookies, which kind of surprised me that this is a thing again.
Yeah, I'll talk about. We got our guy Eddie here, Steven Chad.
Eddie.
I'd say Batman and Robin of best ball, more like the Batman and Iron Man, one epic comic of best ball. Appreciate that. I think we're doing pretty good. Chad's a little under the weather, but I think we're
fighting through it.
Yeah, ripping good drafts here.
But yeah, this is great because now I can blame any bad picks on Dayquil. So this is actually like perfect excuse.
You're gonna lead the class action suit on Dayquil for bad draft picks.
Yeah, I'm gonna send them an invoice for lost draft entries.
Meg is not happy, not taking Scataboon either draft.
We got the first one.
We did. Yeah, sorry.
No, we're good.
What did the Jags do to their offensive line? They added Macari from the Ravens, and they have some young offensive tackles also. So I think the Jags O line could be pretty good. Again, not like elite. Wait, German Shepherd, is this legit? Anyone check out the lobby? Did they release a German Shepherd?
Meg is confirming in chat.
Whoa, love it, absolutely love it. I'm gonna just draft that all day.
We'll make our pick, and then I will probably drop after this draft, which is good because I am not great at Superflex, so you can listen to Steve and not have me like forcing him into bad Superflex picks. So I'm
gonna have to teach you the ways of Superflex. All right, who do you like here? We need a quarterback. Do you want to pull up Bryce Young?
Sure. I didn't see all of them, but I assume Bryce.
It's just weird. Totally. I mean, we can make another
likely and Young. Are we going 3 really late?
I think 3 really late.
Okay. Unless you want to take Lee Gett and then stop at. Oh, we already have 6 receivers. Yeah.
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 What about Rashard White?
Sure, because we have Baker and we have.
We already have Bucky. Oh God, this is bad.
UJ?
That did not go well.
It was intentional. We have locked up the touchdown equity in Tampa Bay. If somebody scores, we got it.
If Tampa can drop 50 on your Dolphins week 17, we are looking good.
It's set. It'll be like when Sean Tucker was in the optimal DraftKings lineup because it was such a blowout.
Yeah, that Saints game.
I went to King of the Beach, and in my qualifier, it was the week that I think it was AOC was like first playing, so he was the stone minimum, and I had him and Devontae Adams, and I'm like, and Jacobs, and so I was like, I have locked up all the touchdowns for the Oakland. Jacoby Myers ran an end around for their first touchdown, and I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. I went for this like Giga Raider stack and didn't even get it. So, hopefully, week 17 we don't get the the Tez Johnson end around for it's not what I'm fading.
Yeah, I don't get why Trey Harris is falling. 100% agree. 20 max Superflex. I'm very happy about that. I was on half bottle of Dayquil. I can't be responsible for these.
Many such cases, Hartman.
Yeah, I mean, could be a class action suit. Got JT Best on here. Yeah, I love seeing the Superflex. Everyone loving it.
Yeah.
Night Howl. Well, we can build some winners, JT. We can do that as well.
I will be playing some Superflex. I did some of the Superflex puppy, but I think I only got in like 25 to 30.
I did max. That was the first time I've ever maxed a puppy. And that one, I just think the edge was there, and I'm guessing it still will be.
I wonder if they'll use the ADPs from the last one. It might, like, there were a few days where you could get like Daniel Jones in like the 13th round. Like, it was just like kind of people. Sure, it was really wonky when it first opened.
Yeah, no, I don't think you'll get those crazy ADPs, but you'll still have teams people who draft like 3 or 4 straight receivers to start because if they're like, I can get my Jefferson neighbors, whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, good luck. Good luck with, Joe Flacco is your quarterback.
And what if Dylan Gabriel is what you need to win the
Exactly.
so
I'm fine. I know we are good at receiver, but I'm still fine taking Thielen there. But what tight end do you want?
I think we got to get Jonnu, right? I mean, we have our bet on Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense. We'll just keep.
I don't know. I almost wonder if we should take Aaron Rodgers here, but I'm fine taking Thielen. I know you're a Thielen.
If Rodgers comes back, I think definitely.
Okay.
But this would be what 12 picks early for Rodgers.
I just assumed it was like the end of the road for 3 QB, but I think you're less committed to 3 QB. I'm fine with Thielen here.
I mean, I'm pretty committed to 3 QB, but I will take Daniel
Tyler
Jones.
Shuck or Daniel Jones.
Tyler Shuck. Like I don't,
That's fine. That's fine.
I mean, I like Rodgers, especially with the big Pittsburgh bet. But I just don't know. I never love taking a guy around early.
Yeah, I guess
you'd be doing.
I guess for me it was more that just the room seemed like they were committed.
But it's also we have all the Steelers, so who else is going to be taking Rodgers? Would be my hope.
This big Calvin Austin fan out there, Roman Wilson guy.
It's going to be Justin Herbert who does it, but
let's see.
Watch he has it. No. Oh, Rodgers went right after us.
Yeah, okay. Rodgers went right after us. He was never coming back. Yeah, I guess that guy only had 1 QB, so he kind of probably panicked. He had Fields, and that was it.
Didn't even have Warren,
yeah. The 3 QB, like some people will just do it at all costs. So I feel like you're starting to see like Geno and Ward and Young kind of just randomly get snapped off by someone who's like, oh my God, I'm going to end up like with only 2. And I feel like sometimes that's at the expense of good stacks that they could be building or structures.
Well, I will say one tough thing is, particularly if you are worried about bye weeks, with so many of the late quarterbacks having bye week 8, it's not like you can be like, oh, just double tap Geno and Darnold and feel great about it.
Yeah. Yeah, the last year I remember week 14 was like my bye-pocalypse because I had a ton of Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, who both had week 14.
And so did Lamar. And it was
that one was bad. Week 8 is bad. And then week 14 for a lot of my late guys this year, I feel like maybe it's just because Scatabo is not playing week 14. I tell myself he's just going to be rested for the playoffs, and that's all the more reason to take him. But, more bullishness.
Definitely need a tight end here.
we might need 2 to be honest.
I'm kind of thinking that.
Taylor Juwan, Taylor Theo. I mean, if we take, I'm fine with that. I feel like after Theo, it's like I almost feel like we have to double tap tight end because we started with Jonnu. But if you have some
you can always take Schultz, but he actually goes higher. I was sorting wrong, but I mean Jatavian's fine, but if it's Taylor Juwan, that would be my picks.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat there.
I'm fine. Johnson and Johnson then.
Okay, yeah, it's perfect. They make my Dayquil and they make our tight. I actually don't know who makes Dayquil. I'm assuming it's Johnson and Johnson.
Copyright infringement.
This stream is not affiliated with Johnson and Johnson. Are we thinking? I assume a running back for our last pick here.
I mean, or
quarterback
or Shuck would be an option.
Oh yeah, we
just have these 2 guys there. I mean, Dan Jones would be unstacked, but running backs definitely viable. But I think we're fine. I mean,
we're fine.
White is.
No, you're right. We are fine.
We had the Bucks room, and then we just need these guys. Though I will say, I mean, there were weeks last year where both White and Bucky were viable.
Yeah. No, I mean it can work. You can get ping pong. Like you can get Bucky misses 5 weeks, and all the Bucky teams are dead, and you're not. Like I think handcuffing, people just think of it in that window of like the one game where one goes off and not the other. But like I don't know. I think it's fine. And
Yeah,
I don't
we
do
could
it
have
every
gone
time.
to Tavion Sanders. That's a good point. I think I was thinking more about the Jawan for
With Chuck.
opening up Shaq who goes. So this is just bad all around.
I don't hate the team. It's it's a little weird.
Yeah,
but it's got some good players on it. We're really in on the week 16 Bengals Bucks game.
yeah.
If that's the game, we are going to
We need the Bucks to just have the sun run and just
the
totally
sun run.
Yeah.
But spread the ball, not sun run.
Yeah. We need the Bucks to not go to Mike Evans and Godwin. Because we just have Baker double stacked with his running backs.
It's like, oh yeah, we got a Baker double stack. This team must be awesome. It's like, oh no, it's
and there goes Daniel Jones. So it's going to be a 2 quarterback build. Just who you want, an unstacked Baker and Bryce Young with Adam Thielen. Just like we all intended.
I'm not even sure who we add to this mess. Taj Brooks. I mean, we have all the Bengals.
Did he just go?
Did he go?
I think so. Oh no, there he is.
No, there he is. I feel like Taj Brooks is a perfectly cromulent ending. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Perfect. We've got Jamar and Higgins, and now we got Taj Brooks. So we got all the Bengals that you need.
We have all the Steelers with no quarterback, all the Bengals with no quarterback. We have the Bucks running backs with their quarterback. This is how you build, guys.
Herzig just like vomits when he sees our team. Like these guys don't learn.
Going through this like, well, one hole's dead.
Yeah, I don't need to worry about that team. Thank God they weren't drafting next to me.
Oh my God. Well, Chad, thank you so much for coming on. I know you need to run. I'll rip either rookie sophomores or superflex after this, but
awesome.
Just want to say thank you again for coming on. We would definitely have to do this again soon. If you're not following Chad Candles, please follow him on Twitter, on YouTube. Don't just drop the sub. Leave, jump into his stream this morning. Add a comment. It helps the algorithm. We appreciate everyone for jumping in, Chad, liking this episode, drafting with us, and I will do another draft in a second. We'll figure it out.
Thanks, Steve.
You have a good one, Chad. I will label this team right now so I don't forget. But thank you so much. Have a great night, and I will talk to you later. All right. Let's see. What should we go into next as I label this draft? Underdog is crushing. I mean, it made sense with them dropping something every day. And where are we? Puppy 2. And here. So what does everyone want? Should I do a super flex? Should I do a rookie sophomore? Let me know. And I will jump in something shortly. Let me go to look at the lobby. Let's see what we got here. There is the Superflex German Shepherd. So it looks to be pretty standard. 212, 210, 212, 124 seat person final. $100 max or $100. So you get your buy-in for maxing. Also like the regular German Shepherd, just for making the playoffs, you actually double your money. You get $10 instead of just the $5 back. So it's a very nice tournament, I think, overall. I think one of the better ROI tournaments that Underdog does. And sure, even though people aren't as key on Superflex, I think this will fill fast. The first one filled in like 4 or 5 days. This might be a little longer since the Superflex, since there's so much out there, but I do expect it to fill pretty quickly. Let me hit up chat. Chad did unfortunately have to run, but we will definitely do some streams again shortly. If the Steelers are in a Wildcat offense, yes, exactly. Yeah, Meg is not happy with me. Randy, that team is short of smash on draft or pass. Agreed. Sometimes all we can do is laugh and move on. Yeah, and no, hopefully Chad feels better soon. Pepperoni rookie sophomore is fun too. I now understand why they made it 150 max. Yeah, it's so quick. Yeah, I'm over 50, mainly slow so far. I've only done like, I don't know, 10 fast, probably less than that. FK says do a rookie sophomore. I think I'll hit that up. We got our guy Chris Candyman saying he's been hammering rookie sophomore. Yeah, Hartman saying it fills by Saturday. Maybe. I mean, I think it will be within a week time, but I just think one, they're going to release something these next 2 days as well. And with having the puppy out, rookie sophomore, that's a lot of things actually at the $5 price point. So I'm guessing what's released tomorrow will probably be a little bit more, maybe a poodle too, like regular or something like that. We'll see. But no, it's going to feel fast for sure. And that's the thing, like it's only 22,000 entries. Not saying 1,000 people are going to max enter, but if 1,000 people max enter, this thing's full. So yeah, and I think I can count on a few people that I know are going to max enter. So I will do a rookie sophomore, maybe like 2 or 3 of them. I love all these contests, and rookie sophomore is another similar one to Superflex, where I just don't think the people always drafted optimally. I talked a little bit about with Huhames last night. There is such a quarterback drop off between Jaden Daniels, then like the next group of quarterbacks, and then the final group, like honestly the rookies, Cam Ward, Chuck, and Dart, that I think if you can either get Daniels and one of that next tier, or 2 or 3 of the middle tier, and you can even say that the Knicks May is kind of its own, and Caleb is kind of its own tier because they have like top 10 quarterback upside, and then Penix, McCarthy are kind of together. And just if you look at regular ADPs, that's what it's like. You know, Knicks, Caleb, and May all go roughly within 20 picks, and May probably goes too late in regular drafts. Penix, McCarthy go within 15, 20 picks, and Cam Ward a little behind that. So we will rip it. We will do a couple of rookie sophomore. I'm going to count this down to 5, but it's so hard. There's only 3 other spots. So if you can get in, good luck. Excuse me. But we will do a couple of these. So I'm going to enter this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. So it's filled. And hey, we got Pepperoni in here. I recognize the other names. Not sure if anyone else is in chat. I got the 1 spot. I do still generally take Genty at the 1 as much as I think Daniels. You can make a strong case for it. But yeah, so Pepperoni says Jaden 101. I think you can make a strong case for it. I when I don't, and I'm not doing that, I will sometimes I'll double tap quarterback here or try and get 3 quarterbacks, to make up for it. I do think Genty and maybe Hampton are kind of like their own tier break, and you don't always get Hampton on the way back at 8 or 9. So, if Harvey and Henderson and even Caleb Johnson and Scattaboo are more like splitting roles, they don't have that like bell cow. Bucky is also in the potential mix, but I'll take Genty here. I already know I have a ton of Jaden. So that's my take on it, but I don't think taking Daniels at 1-1 is wrong. Yeah, the slows. I just finished, I think, my last Schnauzer 2. And the Schnauzer, the mini Schnauzer filled. So yeah, these slows, I still think I might have a couple. I think I have 1 or 2 puppy superflexes still going, and then what is it? The Pitbull. So I'm back, and here, yeah, I think this is what FK was saying. Like, I'm going to take Bo Nix here, and I'll actually double tap Hampton. I like Harrison. But getting 2 elite running backs like this, I mean, yes, I'm building this to be my flex. But I think the point potential of Hampton over Worthy, T-Mac, etc., is just so much higher. And as I like them, but Odunze can score the same as them. Pearsall, Golden can score the same as them. To me, it's a tier break at running back. Yeah, Meg's a big fan of our rookie sophomore also. These are so fun. Steve, thanks again for having me on today. Glad they dropped your Superflex. Yes. No, thanks again, Chad. And as everyone said, hope you feel better. I don't think it's wrong, but I do think, Daniels could just, if Daniels ends up, he could be quarterback 1 on the year. I mean, he has that kind of outcome where, Nix, May, Caleb, I think can all be top 10 quarterbacks. Maybe one pushes to the top 5, but I don't think they have that kind of upside. So if you're taking Jaden Daniels at 1 here, you kind of need him to be QB 1 or 2. If he's quarterback 5 and Bo Nix is 7 and May's 8, you're probably not getting the edge here. So I'm going to go the double tapping of the rookies here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a fair call. I mean, I've been pulling Pearsall up some above like Hunter, but I want Hunter. He's so talented and explosive. And normally, if I hadn't taken Hampton or Genty, like Caleb is somebody I would have absolutely taken right there. So let's see, coming up in 2, I feel like I could go at any position, any direction. And Penix is an easy call to get a second quarterback. I'm going to stay on the rookie train with Golden, get the 3 first-round rookies. And that's sometimes why I bring up Pearsall to one of them. There's a little bit more certainty there. But, I mean, this is the whole rookie draft so far. But it was a good rookie class, I feel like. So I don't mind it too much. And right now, I'm not really taking Judkins in this. I just not worth it to me. I don't think he kills me. I think since we have limited roster spots, it could be harder if there is a suspension for Judkins teams to advance. I think it's harder to cover up. If so, like you're doing it because you took like Jaden and Chuck or something like that. Like you're very, you're thin at quarterback or you're thin at wide receiver, tight end. So a concern. You can go off the rookie wagon and take Keon Coleman, and then I will bring up Ray Davis. I want a little depth at running back. I might go a third quarterback if one gets back to me. The other thing I mentioned, I talked about this on other streams, is tight ends obviously don't project as well as receivers overall. Where you have Loveland, he is probably better than these other guys. Same with Tyler Warren. And in late, you have the same situation where Mason Taylor, Jatavian Sanders, Theo Johnson, these guys are likely they seem to be starters, and they're just projecting better, way better than any of these late receivers. So maybe you're lucky in Pat Bryant fully gets the number 2 role, or Leggett just totally, steps in year 2. But if not, almost got Harris back to me. That would have been pretty easy call. I will take Shakir for the third. Not sure what I want to do with the other pick. Kyle Williams is fine. I will, leverage the Judkins news and take Sampson. I know sometimes people want to go like, I've seen people build out like 7 receiver teams. I think that's too many. I'm going to have 5, and I feel good about that. I do think my flex is going to come from the running back a fair amount of time. So I'm only starting 2 receivers most weeks. So Kyle Williams, Besh, Pat Bryant, Mason Taylor. That's really what I'm looking at here. Or the other tight ends, but I don't even think I need to go down that far. So nothing crazy fell, although Dart is there, which is always interesting. Oh no, he got taken. I'll go Kyle Williams. I mean, would have felt better if I'd May, but I think there's a real path that he ends up the wide receiver 2. So just a lot of upside. I'm going to rip another one in a minute, but let me catch up with chat. JD, and that's the thing. Like, if I agree with you, and but you need him to do that. Like I said, if Nix and May and Caleb all end up as top 10 quarterbacks and Daniels is quarterback 5, like he might still be the best of the bunch, but then it's a very thin margin. Someone sticking out as a big riser or faller today I've definitely seen Judkins go later. I feel like Dart goes late now. Like Dart's ADP is higher than Shuck's. But almost every draft I'm in, and generally I'm not taking a lot of Dart, or taking him once or twice. I'm seeing Dart go later. I'm surprised by the Kyle Williams that I got him so late. So that would be my answer. But honestly, a lot of these running backs seem to be rising. Like Shipley, I think Peppertoni is the right call with like guys like Grendo and Shipley above Jaden Blue. I think Wright's fine, but I think Jaden Blue should be falling. I can't say I've noticed it enough, but like Braylon Allen, it just amazes me some of these guys who just aren't taking. Like Braylon Allen, I think is an excellent click in this. Other running backs, I think you can make cases for Smith, Hunter, all these guys. So Monangai even, they're gonna, and they will not be fully owned. I do take some of those guys, and that's why if Kyle Williams wasn't there, I probably would have pulled up like one of these other tight ends just for a floor play. So we'll get another draft shortly. Let me just fully catch up with chat. Double tapping quarterback. Yeah, that's always a thing. If people are mixing the games at 1-on-1, I think I'd make a Genty stand. Yeah, my thing is I've taken Genty, I think, because I'm in like 40 sluts. And so I've gotten through the first couple rounds in pretty much all of them. And I think I took Daniels one time at the 101. I probably had it roughly even numbers. So I've probably had 10 plus 101s. But I'm taking Genty pretty much every time because I'm getting Daniels at 2, at 3. I don't think I've ever gotten him at 4. But I'm getting him enough at 2 and 3 that I think I'm going to have a good share of Daniels. So I agree with Huhames here, where at the 101, I'm more apt to just take Genty there because I feel I'm going to get enough Daniels with the 2 and 3 picks. See, I haven't seen that Peppertoni. I've definitely seen Genty sometimes at 2. I don't think I've seen him at 3. Neighbors has gotten mixed in at 1, and I think it was a situation where I just took Daniels at 2, even with Genty there. Yeah, no, these go super fast. Do you think 2-3-7 is a viable build? I think if you did what I did, I didn't necessarily need to tack on another running back. But if you took like two of the better running backs like Genty Hampton or Genty Bucky or Bucky Hampton, something like that. I think that's definitely, you can stick with three. I guess I still look at it like I still want my running back in the flex. And just bring up my team real quick. We will do another one shortly. So I've only completed 8. Like I think Ray Davis can hit, any week that he's usable, he's probably hitting the flex over his teammate Ken Coleman, honestly over Matthew Golden. Like I think receivers can be more spiky, but I get particularly if you've if I've done Nick's May as my 2 quarterbacks and then only doing 2, and I think that's a really good strategy to tack on a 6th receiver. But a lot of times I end up doing 4 running backs. Just one, I think there's so much laid value there, whether it's contingent guys like Shipley or Braylon Allen, who could have some standalone. Some of the rookies, there's just enough there that I don't want to, because of an injury, and even if it's not like a season-long injury, but even if it's, Hampton or Genty missed 3 games, I don't want to feel this team is dead because they just, had what Joe Mixon had last year and missed 3 games. That's my general take. Best Ball Guy, thank you so much for joining us. New Superflex is out. Yeah, super excited about it. Love it. I'm absolutely going to be maxing. Looking forward to it. Agree with the late tight end take on that format. Yeah, you don't have to have a tight end, but these late tight ends are going to project more than a lot of the late receivers. So I'm fine taking them. Dart started way high ADP in the first couple of drafts. He was going not at 25, rarely, but in the 30s, low 30s, late 20s, low 30s. And that's the thing, is if you can get 2 of those quarterbacks to come back, I double tap it a lot, whether it's May, Caleb, Nix, any of those 2. That's a lot of fun. Shipley has an ADP today, and he should. I think he's better than Blue. I honestly don't know if I'll have much, if any, Blue. I do take Tootin a little bit, but I'm not going to do a lot of Blue. I've been mixing in Brooks and Hunter as scroll down. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Using that 12th round as a scroll down option can be huge, because one of those guys pick up a role and you really separate yourself. Fantasy Football Garage, I've done a 3-5-4-0 RB and it felt strong. And I think that's a good approach. If you double tap receiver early, I did one at the turn, the 4-5 Neighbors McConkey. And it hasn't completed yet. It's a slow, but I think I'm only going to do 4 receivers. I think I made last 2 picks to go, 11 and 12. And I'm going to just, take, I think, 2 more running backs. So I think that's a good way to do it. I like doing, I like doing 2 quarterbacks if I get 2 through Penix, essentially through the top 6. Cam Ward, I think you can make the case as well, but I don't really I don't love doing just 2 with even Jaden and Ward. I feel that's can be a little thin, just because, Jaden Ward versus Nick's, Nick's, Caleb, and Penix or McCarthy might fail. So I like if I'm have the top 6 quarterbacks doing 2 of those, and then find catching up everywhere else. But I think there's different ways to approach it. And Herman says, I just entered 20 rookie sophomore slows. This is Steve's fault. Yes, it is. I think rookie sophomore and Superflex, I will take the blame for it. We will jump in another one right now. Let's see. And go back to the lobby. And first, we need to look at the amazing Superflex tournament that's out. They did it. It's back. Already almost 2% filled. Had to have a lot of slows with that as well. This is at 31%. So I think, particularly with them releasing these other contests, I think rookie sophomores will get to like Friday, Saturday, but it's 44,000 plus entries, almost 45,000. It's going to fill in 3 days is wild. And let's see, where are we at with the puppy? It is 53%, not really slowing down too much, despite all the contests that they've been dropping. Probably slowing down slightly, but boy, is that filling. All right, let's jump in another rookie sophomore. I will count down from 5 in 1 second. Let me take a drink. Been talking a lot. All right, we are good to go. And we are entering in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. Totally agree. Prefer it not to be ward 2 of, yeah. If you get 2 of those, I'm totally fine doing 2. All right, so this time on the other side, in the 4th spot. And that'll be nice to mix it up different. And I do think if you're doing volume, get some pull down options. Just sometimes honestly doing something, maybe not in this first round, but when we get back to 12, 13, and I doubt like Hampton or anything is going to be there. But let's say my options are Worthy and McMillan. Like I might pull up Pearsall. Like I've done that before to like this range. Or Dunze. Pull up, Caleb Johnson if I need a running back. I think it can be good just to make your build a little bit more unique that way. So let's see if they go Genty. Yep. So it goes pretty chalk to start. I'm just going to take Bucky and Brian Thomas. I will say, Bowers is now behind McConkey. That is the right call. I honestly think Bowers should fall a little bit more since it's not a unique position at tight end. Bowers' chance of outscoring McConkey and even Marv are not as high as people think. I mean, absolutely, we could see it. But even guys like Worthy, McMillan, if these guys, anyone kind of really takes off this year, they're likely to outscore Bowers. So I probably will be. I'm hoping as this moves on, I think Bowers should be more in this like 3rd round range. That's just my take on it. So let's see what we have happen here. It takes Caleb. I would definitely take May. I'll go Mayworthy. I consider pulling up even Henderson, stacking. There are some options, obviously, but it's not super important. So I considered honestly any of these guys. But end of the day, I do think Worthy. I talked about on stream last night with Who Hames. I think the Chiefs' offense could just honestly have to be much better this year because I think their defense can take a step back. But I also think their competition is just a lot better this year. With Denver and the Chargers kind of nipping at their heels, I don't think they're just going to be able to coast every game and hope you win them all in the final drive. So let's see what we have come back to us. Definitely a couple good options. Caleb Johnson would have been a lock of one of my 2 picks. So we might be a little thinner at running back in this one. McCarthy goes, that would be the other pick, but we will go Penix here. It does give me the chance to stop at 2. And I'll go Ricky. Not even without the Jennings rumors, I think Ricky can be the wide receiver 1 on this team. They have a great schedule. I think it should be a really good, efficient offense. And I think Ricky, I know it was like just a flash that we saw last year at the end, but I think he really could take on the Debo role and just kind of get a lot of, we saw them, just the way they were drawing up plays for him in that week 17 was just so amazing to see. So really looking forward to his year 2. He takes Judkins. I am quite all right with that, as I'm sure anyone could surmise. And yeah, I'll just go Jane Higgins. I don't think you need to get too cute there. Nobody needed to pull up. Had I had, Caleb, Burden, I would have taken Burden or Loveland. So, ironically, there are a few bringbacks you can do. I do have one. Week 17, Brian Thomas and Bucky Irving. Didn't do that. You can do the Houston Chargers bringback. You could do something like Chicago with like a Garendo or Ricky. So there are actually a few bringbacks, Cam Scatterboo, Genty, or Bowers. So there are a few that are out there, which you wouldn't necessarily think in such a small tournament and so few viable guys. I will take Ray Davis again. I definitely need a running back. I'll go Warren. I know I could have been a stack with May, but I just like Warren better. And probably done at receiver there. I might tack on 2 more backs just because of Bucky Scatterboo start. So Warren to me is a safer pick than Williams, so that's why to me it allows the option to stop at 5. Though, seeing Shuck there at 44, 45 just feels like value. So that sometimes is just tough to pass up because you're also boxing out the room. You don't want to lose because, one of these other teams gets a Tyler Shuck who has a big week. But I'll take Dylan Sampson again and Jalen Wright. I think I said Bucky and Brian Thomas play each other. That's not the week 17. It's Jalen Wright and Bucky. Me stick 2 quarterback builds unless I really want wait on 1 quarterback. Yeah, there's way. It's just one of the things is seeing Tyler Shuck there when you have this kind of pick. A clear starting quarterback is just so valuable in this because you then kind of can box out a team. I didn't do it to put pressure, but had I, you would have had a situation where, this guy Reefta only would have had Bo Nix. Now I'm assuming he ended with Shuck or Dart. So it would have felt pretty much knocking him out of the room because if he's taken to 0, and potentially still could it with taking Dart. So that's one issue with adding a third as well. And then just also, look, we see it all the time where, even average-ish starting quarterback, like how many games, Mac Jones had 20-point game. Like, these backup quarterbacks. The same argument with like Superflex backup quarterbacks. These bad quarterbacks. We see it all. 2 years. Speaking of Mac Jones, 2 years ago, week 1 of the season, Mac Jones last year with the Patriots, which was just god awful. Week 1 of the year, Mac Jones was the number 1 quarterback, above Hurts, above Allen, above everyone. It was Mac Jones. So, we see bad quarterbacks put up good numbers every now and then. And yeah, Peppertoni talks about that as well. Bully dynamics are overlooked. Yeah, and really the position you can bully is at quarterback. Like you can't, if there was a need for tight end, you could absolutely bully at tight end. But sure, there's like 7 viable guys, but or 6 or 7 viable guys, but you could still bully. So yeah, that's the one position where you can. And I've done that. I've done that with taking like 3, like Caleb, May, and Penix, or Caleb, May, and McCarthy. And it's like, yeah, it's a lot of capital at quarterback, but at least one team is just totally dead then. All right, I'm going to run another one. I'm going to run one more. And so we'll get into one more of these and then probably jump off after that, because I'm going to be on with Andrew tonight. Let me double check the time. I want to say 8:30. And then I think 8. And then Best Ball Jeopardy, I want to say is 9:30 with Justin Herzig and Cody from Off the Schneid, or Off the Schneid Cody. So, it's going to be Herzig, first team Canada. Should be a good one. So I look forward to it. But let me get into another rookie sophomore, and I will count down starting now. Entering in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. And this was a fresh one, so maybe somebody gets in here. If not, no big deal. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Appreciate all the support, all the likes. Don't recognize, J-Dubs, that's and Hartman's in here, so we did get some. I don't recognize Advanced Wars 10, but he's plotting our demise in advance, so that's always good. But no, this is fun. I love these contests. Love Underdog for all the flack they were getting in June about not releasing stuff. Since July 4th, excuse me. Since July 4th, they've released the Chihuahua, the Dachshund, the Puppy 2, the Little and Big Dalmatian, the Mini Schnauzer, the Rookie Sophomore, the German Shepherd Superflex, and it sounds like 2 more things right behind it. So it's been one thing after another. Yeah, I thought that's Joel. That's your name. Sorry, but thank you. Yeah, good seeing you. Thank you for being in here. Good luck to, well, I would say good luck. And that is a tough thing. I mean, it's only 1 of 4, so it's good 25% advance rate, but it's cutthroat. Only one of us can advance. Yeah, I'm at the 2. I'm taking Jaden pretty much every time. That he's there. So I will say good luck in your and Hartman's other drafts. But no, seriously, thank you for joining the stream and joining the draft. So let's see what we got coming back. Bucky goes, I'm going to pull up Hampton. Just not, not a huge fan of Bowers in the second round. I'll go a little bully here, take May. Jaden May feels really nice. Probably stopping at 2 in this room. Is that Crank Yankers? Original Muppet shows, yeah. Oh, Joel's thing. Yep. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go Marv. I don't think there's anything, I think he's a little behind the top couple receivers. But he was the top receiver last year for a reason. I think he could have a pretty good year too. I'm not too worried about him. So it goes Henderson, Worthy. I'm going to pull up Caleb to get another running back that I feel a little bit more confident in. I definitely take Harvey there, but this also to make this build a little bit more unique for me. And with Harvey and Hampton having the same bye, not the most ideal, especially if you're only doing limited running backs. Spirit animals, I hate everything. Stream has made work bearable. Well, thank you, Kelly. Appreciate you for joining. I'm back on the clock. These things are quick. We'll do Golden. Mbuka in this is a little tough for me. It's just there's so many other receivers I feel project a little better than him. Okay floor guy, but I can get floor guys with the tight ends late. I'll take Scatterboo here. I just think his upside is way higher than Tracy. Gain a third running back. I'll add a fourth, I believe, especially with only stopping at 2 quarterbacks. But yeah, I like these 3 rookies, obviously. Well, I think we'll go 6 receivers. That's kind of what this room's looking like. So Hartman coming up. It's gone 2-2-3. Let's see what he does here. He takes Higgins. Yeah, I think Higgins is such a value. We'll go Burden, especially if we're going 6 receivers. I'll take the upside play in Burden. And I feel like don't really want Loveland, but figured Coleman or Harris would come back to me. I'm now definitely going to get one. So I'm going to go Coleman. Get box set quarterback. Do you take Dart week 14 by? Oh, that's a tough one, Pepper Tony. Let me make these picks. Keep taking Ray Davis, but keep thinking he's such a good click here. Loveland's fallen a little bit. If he gets back to me, I'll take him, but I'd rather have Ray Davis right there. I was hoping Sampson or Allen, so Joel, those were 2 very good picks. I was kind of figuring one of them would come back to me to mix it up. Vance is taking the Shador Sanders. That is, I think, less than ideal in this format. Even less than, say, Superflex, because he might be lucky if he gets 2 games, if any. To answer your question, I think I'd still just take Dart. I think you're getting more starting games. Taking 0 is never good. But I think I'd take Dart over Milrow just because you could still begin the 0 there. And I think Dart actually will start games, whether it's, I understand it's the same buy, but you're getting 5, just him starting more games could give more outs to cover up for the points, where even if Milrow somehow starts that week, I just, to me, it's just so unlikely. We'll double tap here. We'll take Jack Besh. And then, oh no, this is my last pick. Yeah, we'll take Besh. Yeah, I do have 3 week 5s with Loveland falling back, but just a little thinner there. But okay overall. And hopefully with the stronger running back room, I'm only needing to cover 2 receivers that week of Marvin, Keon Coleman, and Besh. How many open UD? I've not done any golf tournaments on UD. I've just been so focused with them dropping all this other stuff. I've just not really looked at anything else. Even like I really like college football and I want to do it, but I've not done any of those yet. Kelly, do you play FFC or FFPC leagues? I have not yet. It's something I've definitely considered getting into. I want to do some, especially FFPC. I think I would only stick to the best ball ones, not the managed ones. That's my take. Just I prefer best ball, and I actually just in general, like I honestly wish all leagues were best ball. I think it opens you up to different players. I think it opens up just much different micro and macro strategies, and just more value. I mean, the best, whether it's drafting or the off-season moves, whatever you want to call it. The worst part of any fantasy is the week-to-week battles. And maybe I say this because I'm biased. I always feel I picked the wrong guy. Last year in one of my big teams, dynasty team, I drafted Drake May. It's a deep dynasty team. I drafted Drake May, but I have Kirk Cousins, who did have a couple of big spike weeks, Joe Burrow, and Baker Mayfield. And I swear to God, I don't know if I ever got any of their elite weeks. It was like the week that Burrow goes off, I've been playing Baker. That Cousins game against Baker, I played Baker. I don't think I started Drake May at all, but I took him for the long term, and it was just always frustrating to me. So hopefully more and more fantasy turns into best ball. But I do want to check out FFPC. Everyone keeps recommending it. I've seen others do it. GABS, are we confident that Dart will play this year? I'm thinking maybe 30% chance he gets any starts. I think he probably will, but it very well could even just be, like if you say play at all, like I think week 18 is not a lock, but a near lock. Now that helps us 0 for fantasy. What you're hoping for is at least like what Penix did. And we've seen this from some other, first or early second round quarterbacks in the past. Jalen Hurts famously got the last 3 starts his year. But I think Dart would at least get the home treatment of starting week 18, unless the Giants had to win that for a playoff spot. That's the only way I don't think he starts week 18 at all. But if you're talking for fantasy, it is a little thinner. I think it's better than 30%. But I think Russ could hang on to the job for 10, 12 weeks or more. So there's definitely chances where it doesn't pay off. CFB probably has massive edge if you follow it. Yeah, I think the toughest thing, and I've talked about this with CFB. Also, I need to look for this year because I've not looked. But last year, because the way, with the NFL, all buys are done by week 14. So that's why they make the playoffs weeks 15, 16, 17. So, anyone who's healthy, they're playing. That's not the case in college football. Teams get off weeks late in the year all the time. And so I think it was, I don't know if it was, the quarterfinals or the semifinals, maybe both, probably both, but there was like Oregon and some other like top teams last year were off one of those weeks. Nobody was off both of those weeks, but you just really had to build your team knowing the schedule, because you get this team through and then it's not even like I'm worried about an injury. It's like, oh, my quarterback and top receiver are out. Like, ooh, that hurts. I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 more big gorillas this summer. Managed, though. That's the only problem. Like, if it wasn't managed, I would be way more in on that. I do know they have some best ball, so I want to do some. Current regime for New York is under major pressure to win games. Yes, I agree with that, JB. But at that point, at the end of the year, like if it's through week 12 and they're 5-7, like is winning an extra game or two gonna change them saving their jobs? Probably not. I actually think the X factor for how long Russ starts is one, how good Dart is, but it's actually Malik Neighbors. I don't think Malik Neighbors wants to sit there again and have just terrible quarterback play. So if he and Russ are doing well, I think they want Dart to be the guy long term, but they want Neighbors to be happy and to be just developing and dominating. So if Russ can help that, I think he could stay in the job for a pretty decent time. Yeah, Cousins was on our bench for these big weeks. Yep. Yeah. No, that's the problem with managed. Since June 1, Scaboo's dropped 6 spots in your rankings. You point a rock on us, man. No, I'm reacting to the ADP. Like, I still want to be ahead of him. There have been a couple of guys where I just feel like I'm going to push up a little bit. I'm very bullish on Scadaboo, but I do need to recognize the reality. There's a chance that Tracy just really developed this offseason and takes the job. No, I'm going to be way high in Scadaboo, and I'm happy to follow him up the board because I do assume once like we get to real training camp and he's out there, I think you're just going to get way more positive reports with him. Less than an hour and already 500 plus entries in German Superflex. Oh boy, I'm going to be doing a lot of those next 2 days. And yeah, and this is for Hartman. I agree. Like the only way the Giants can justify keeping their jobs is that they're showing that they've developed Dart and Neighbors. That I don't know, Pepper Tony. I do think it's a little harsh because I think just about every college quarterback is dealing with that, just the way that it is. Jameis is also in play, a veteran, known producer who moves an offense can win games. I believe this regime would be trying to say there. Yeah. No, I actually wonder if we could just see Jameis get traded if a team gets an injury quarterback, even if their backup quarterback gets injured. Like we could have, Washington's backup is Marcus Mariota. I don't think the Giants would trade him, but you just have a situation where I feel Jameis could be on the block just to clear, because it's not just starting games, but it's also practice time. There's only so many practices teams are allowed. They're only allowed to be so long. So you want Dart to get some practice work to develop this year. So I'm going to be heading out in a minute. I was able to rip 2 Superflex, or not Superflex, puppies. I was able to rip 2 puppy 2s with Chad Candles, then did some of these rookie sophomores drafts. I'll be doing more later, and absolutely so excited that Superflex is out. I'll be on later tonight with Andrew. I want to say 8. And then, of course, Jeopardy is at 9:30, I believe, with Justin Herzig and Cody. And then I'll actually be on. He was in earlier JT Bestball's channel tonight at, I need to double check the time. He sent it to me earlier. Been a long day. Sorry. 10:30 or 11 Eastern time, something like that. So be on the lookout on Twitter and these channels. And like I said, we have 2 shows on Fanspeak later tonight. I'll be on one of them, and I'll be watching Herzig versus Cody in the other one. So enjoy. Hope everyone has a good afternoon drafting all these great best ball tournaments out there, and have a great rest of the day.